What if you could sell anything without ever feeling like you are selling? Imagine closing clients who already trust you before you even speak to them. For most people, selling feels like pressure, awkwardness, and rejection. They picture the desperate salesman chasing, convincing, and begging for attention. But what if you could flip that entire game where people chase you instead? This is not a fantasy, it is a process that Terry Dean discovered after more than 2 decades of trial, failure, and ultimate success. So before you think sales is not for you, stay with me, because this book might change how you think about influence forever. The big idea behind how to sell without selling is simple. People do not want to be sold to, they want to be understood. When you focus on helping, serving, and positioning yourself as a trusted expert, selling becomes natural. It becomes a conversation, not a chase. Terry Dean shows that success does not come from manipulation, but from alignment. When your message matches your audience's needs, sales happen automatically. So if you have ever felt afraid of selling, this is your moment. Because by the end of this summary, you will not just understand how to sell, you will understand how to attract. And if you want to grow as someone who influences through authenticity, make sure you subscribe to the channel and stay with me till the end, because every chapter reveals a secret that will make you better at selling without ever feeling like a salesperson. Chapter 1. My 20-plus year journey. Every success story starts with a moment of frustration, and Terry Dean's story begins the same way. He was not born a salesman. He was a pizza delivery guy, driving through long nights, working hard, and feeling like life had more to offer. He had no business background, no formal training, just a burning desire to escape the routine and make something meaningful out of his time. So what made him leave that small delivery job and step into the world of marketing? It started with a belief that if other people could make money online, so could he. He began studying marketing, experimenting with ideas, and learning what worked and what failed. His first few attempts did not make him rich overnight, but slowly he began to notice something interesting. People were not buying from him because of his products. They were buying because they trusted him. He realized that selling is not about persuasion through pressure. It is about creating relationships through honesty. By providing real value and speaking to people's needs, he became a trusted authority. Over time, Terry built an online business that allowed him to leave the pizza shop behind forever. He began helping others learn the same principles, teaching them how to earn through connection instead of manipulation. His 20-year journey became proof that success does not come from being pushy. It comes from being present, helpful, and consistent. By the end of this chapter, Terry's message is clear. If he could go from delivering pizzas to building a thriving business online, anyone can. The question is, what if the secret to selling more is not about learning new sales tricks, but about unlearning the old ones? That is what he reveals next in Chapter 2. Yes, this will work for you. Chapter 2. Yes, this will work for you. Whenever people hear stories of success, they often think that works for them, but not for me. Terry heard this excuse countless times. People from every background told him they were not good at selling, that they did not have the right personality, or that they were too introverted to convince others. But Terry wanted to break that myth once and for all. Because the truth is, sales is not about personality, it is about process. He wanted his readers to see that selling without selling is not some secret talent. It is a teachable skill. In this chapter, Terry explains that anyone from any walk of life can learn to sell naturally if they understand human psychology. You do not have to be loud or charming. You only need to connect. He tells stories of people who began with fear, doubt, and little experience, yet grew thriving businesses because they learned to communicate value. They stopped trying to close people and instead focused on understanding their problems. When you stop thinking about what you want to sell and start thinking about what they truly need, selling becomes effortless. This is why the book's philosophy works for everyone, because it does not depend on personality, it depends on empathy. The people who succeed are those who serve with sincerity. They take time to listen, to help, and to guide. That is what makes people trust you. Terry ends this chapter with a challenge to stop doubting yourself and start applying the system. He says, if you can have a conversation, you can sell. The question is, do you have a formula that guides those conversations the right way? Because in the next chapter, he shares a persuasion framework that has worked for thousands of people. A formula so simple, yet so powerful, it can turn even a beginner into a trusted communicator. Chapter 3. Proven 5-step persuasion formula. If there was a step-by-step formula to influence people without pressure, would you want to know it? This chapter is the foundation of Terry Dean's system. He reveals a 5-step persuasion method that transforms how people respond to your message. This is not about forcing someone to buy. It is about leading them to a decision they already want to make. The formula begins with step 1, capture attention. Before you can persuade, you must first be seen. You do this by speaking to pain points, desires, or dreams that matter to your audience. When your message starts with what people care about, they stop scrolling and start listening. Step 2, build connection. People buy from those they trust. The fastest way to build that trust is through stories and authenticity. When you share your struggles, your learning, and your real journey, people relate. They stop seeing you as a seller and start seeing you as someone like them. Step 3, educate, do not push. Instead of saying, buy this, show them why it helps, demonstrate value. Teach something that makes them feel smarter, more capable, or more confident. When you educate first, the sale becomes a natural next step. Step 4, make a clear offer. Do not be vague. Once you have earned their trust, clearly show what the next step is. Tell them what to do and why it benefits them right now. Step 5, follow up with purpose. Terry reminds readers that most people do not buy on the first interaction, but they remember those who stay consistent. Following up shows care, not desperation, when done with genuine intention. This 5-step structure is not a trick, it is a roadmap. It gives you clarity and confidence while keeping your audience comfortable and respected. By the end of this chapter, Terry proves that persuasion is not manipulation, it is guidance. He teaches that real selling is about moving people from confusion to clarity. And in the next chapter, he reveals the emotional side of this system, the part that goes beyond words into something more powerful than any technique, the ability to truly care about your clients. That is what Chapter 4 is all about, how to fall in love with your clients. Chapter 4, how to fall in love with your clients. Most people in business secretly make one fatal mistake. They focus too much on the sale and forget about the person behind it. Terry Dean discovered early in his career that the moment you stop chasing money and start loving your clients, everything changes. He realized that people can feel your intention before you even say a word. If you see them as numbers, they run away. If you see them as people, they trust you. So the question is, what would happen if you actually fell in love with your clients? In this chapter, Terry takes a deep dive into a mindset that separates average entrepreneurs from extraordinary ones. He explains that love in business means genuine care. It means understanding your clients' struggles as if they were your own and creating solutions that make their lives better. When you fall in love with your clients, you do not need to push. They feel safe around you, they open up, they want to work with you, not because you sold to them, but because you understood them. Terry says when he started treating every client as a long-term relationship instead of a one-time transaction, everything improved: referrals, retention, and reputation. He learned to listen deeply, to serve without expectation, and to create results that made people excited to recommend him. This approach does not just increase Income, it builds legacy. Because clients remember how you made them feel, Terry ends the chapter with a challenge. Stop asking, how can I sell more? Start asking, how can I serve better? And when you do that, you will realize that not every client is the right fit. That leads us to the next crucial step, discovering who your ideal client really is. Because in Chapter 5, Terry reveals how to identify and attract the exact type of clients who love your work, respect your value, and pay happily. Chapter 5, Ideal Client Avatar. Have you ever tried to sell something to everyone and ended up selling to no one? That is the trap most business owners fall into. They think being broad helps them get more clients, but it actually does the opposite. Terry learned that the fastest way to grow your business is to get laser focused on your ideal client, the one who needs you the most and values you the highest. So, how do you find that person? In this chapter, Terry introduces the concept of creating an ideal client avatar, a detailed profile of the exact person you want to help. He explains that this avatar is not just demographics like age or income. It is about psychology, their fears, goals, and beliefs. He asks powerful questions such as, what keeps them awake at night? What dream are they chasing? What are they tired of trying that never works? When you can answer these questions, your marketing begins to speak directly to their soul. You stop sounding generic. You become specific, relatable, and trustworthy. Terry also shares how this clarity makes your business easier. Your content becomes focused. Your offers become irresistible. Your message attracts the right people and repels the wrong ones. He reminds us that not everyone deserves your time or energy, only those who align with your purpose. Finding your ideal client avatar is not about limiting your market. It is about unlocking your power to serve deeply. At the end of this chapter, Terry says something profound. When you know who you are talking to, your words gain power. But once you know your audience, how do you ensure they say yes without you sounding like a salesperson? That is exactly what Chapter 6 is about, how to eliminate sales resistance completely by not selling at all. Chapter 6, How to eliminate sales resistance by not selling. Most people believe selling means convincing, persuading, and pushing until the other person finally says yes. But Terry Dean discovered something shocking. The harder you try to sell, the more people resist you. Think about it. Have you ever walked into a store and felt uncomfortable because a salesperson would not leave you alone? That same feeling happens online too. So, what if you could remove that pressure completely? What if people started chasing you instead of you chasing them? In this chapter, Terry reveals that sales resistance is created by fear. When people feel you are trying to take something from them, they put up a wall. But when you shift your mindset from selling to helping, that wall disappears. The secret is to stop pitching and start coaching. Instead of trying to close a deal, open a conversation. Ask about their problems, listen to their answers, and offer honest insight, even if it means they might not buy today. This builds trust faster than any sales trick. People buy when they feel safe, not when they feel cornered. And when you are confident enough to let go of control, it signals power and authenticity. Terry also emphasizes storytelling. Stories bypass resistance because they help people see themselves in your message. They do not feel sold to, they feel understood. When your focus becomes transformation instead of transaction, your results multiply effortlessly. At the end of this chapter, Terry says something that stays with you. The best sales pitch is no pitch at all. So the question becomes, if you are not selling directly, how do you attract the right kind of clients automatically? The answer lies in building authority, and that is exactly what he unveils in Chapter 7. Chapter 7. How to attract high-quality pre-qualified clients with the authority architecture. Imagine waking up every day to a stream of messages from people who already trust you, respect you, and are ready to buy before you even talk. To them, sounds like a dream, right? Terry Dean calls this the authority architecture, a system that turns you into a trusted expert in your niche. It makes clients come to you instead of you chasing them. But how does it really work? The authority architecture is built on three pillars: content, credibility, and connection. First, Terry says you must create valuable content that educates, entertains, and empowers your audience. This positions you as someone who knows what you are talking about, not someone who is trying to sell something. Second, build credibility by sharing results, client stories, and experiences that prove your methods work. Social proof is the new currency of trust. People believe what they see others experience. Third, connection. And this is where most people fail. Real authority is not cold or distant. It is personal. It is human. Terry encourages showing your personality, your values, and even your vulnerabilities, because people buy from people they relate to, not from faceless brands. When these three pillars align, you stop needing to chase clients. Your content becomes a magnet that attracts pre-qualified leads who are already warmed up and ready to work with you. Terry says, authority is not built overnight, but once you have it, you never need to sell again. He leaves this chapter with a powerful transition. Once your authority is built, you can use it to turn free value into real income. And that, he says, begins with something surprisingly simple: offering a free preview. In the next chapter, you will learn how giving away your best ideas for free can actually make you more money than selling them outright. Chapter 8: How to use a free preview to sell without selling. What if the fastest way to make people buy from you is to give away something for free? That sounds strange at first, does it not? After all, we are taught that business is about making money, not giving things away. But Terry Dean says the secret to effortless selling is generosity. When you give before you ask, people trust you, and when they trust you, they buy from you not because you push them, but because they already believe in your value. In this chapter, Terry explains the free preview strategy. It means offering a sample of your expertise, a guide, a short course, a checklist, or even a mini consultation, so that your potential clients can experience results before they ever pay you. Think about how Netflix lets you watch the trailer before you commit to the movie. That small taste builds curiosity and confidence. Your free preview works the same way. Terry emphasizes that your free offer must solve a specific problem. Do not overwhelm your audience with too much information. Give them one quick win, something that makes them say, wow, if this is free, imagine what the paid version can do. He also reminds us that the goal of the free preview is not to show everything, but to start a relationship. Once trust is built, selling happens naturally. Terry ends this chapter with a simple truth. When you give real value first, your audience will chase you for more. But how do you get people to actually see that free preview? The answer lies in your ability to capture their attention instantly, which is exactly what Chapter 9 is all about. Chapter 9: How to create an attention-grabbing lead magnet in a world where people scroll endlessly. How do you make them stop and pay attention to you? This chapter opens with one of Terry's favorite lines. If you cannot grab attention, you do not exist. So, how do you create something so irresistible that people want to give you their email or follow your brand without hesitation? Terry explains that an effective lead magnet has three qualities. It is specific, valuable, and instantly rewarding. He says most people make the mistake of offering something too broad. For example, how to grow your business is not a lead magnet, it is a vague promise. But 5 words that instantly double your email replies is specific and powerful. Terry advises focusing on one micro problem and solving it completely. That builds massive goodwill and positions you as a problem solver, not a seller. He also emphasizes presentation. A lead magnet must look professional, well designed, easy to digest, and short enough to consume in minutes. Because people value what looks valuable. Another golden point from Terry. The real goal of a lead magnet is not to collect leads, it is to start trust. When people trust you, they open your emails, follow your advice, and eventually buy your products naturally. Terry ends with a brilliant thought: a good lead magnet brings people in, but a great email strategy keeps them coming back, and that leads perfectly into Chapter 10, where he reveals how to create money on demand simply by mastering the art of email communication. Chapter 10: How to create money on demand with email. Imagine being able to generate revenue without cold calling, pushy sales tactics, or waiting for clients to find you. Terry Dean says it is entirely possible, and the secret lies in emails. Yes, the simple act of sending emails strategically can create what he calls money on demand. In this chapter, Terry reveals that most people underestimate the power of email. Email is not just a tool to broadcast messages. It is a direct line to your audience's attention. He introduces the simple email formula: provide value first, give insights, tips, or solutions. Share a story, make it relatable and human. Invite action, include a clear call to engage, learn more, or purchase. Terry emphasizes the consistency factor. You do not need a huge list, but you do need a relationship. When your emails help, educate, and entertain, your subscribers are ready to buy from you whenever you make an offer. He also explains automation. Once your email sequence is set up, it can run on autopilot, generating leads and sales without constant effort. This is why he calls it money on demand. The system works even when you are busy or asleep. By the end of the chapter, Terry challenges you: do not just collect emails, create a relationship that turns attention into income. The next question naturally arises: how do you keep your content engaging long term? That is where Chapter 11 comes in, highlighting the power of blogging. Chapter 11: Why everyone should have a blog. Blogs might feel old-fashioned in the age of social media, but Terry Dean insists they are still one of the most powerful tools for building authority and attracting clients. Why? Because a blog positions you as an expert and gives people a reason to trust you before they even speak with you. Terry breaks it down simply: a blog is your platform, your voice, and your credibility. He highlights several key benefits. Authority building: regular posts demonstrate knowledge and expertise. SEO power: blogs help people find you organically on search engines. Content base: each blog can be repurposed into emails, social media posts, or lead magnets. He advises beginners to start small. Focus on one target audience, solve one specific problem per post, and stay consistent. Terry also stresses storytelling. Each blog should engage, teach, and inspire the reader to take action. Blogs are not about selling directly. They are about creating trust, which leads to natural sales. By mastering blogging, you establish a long-term presence that continuously attracts new clients, builds trust, and supports your email strategy. When combined with free previews, lead magnets, and emails, your entire sales process becomes effortless. Chapter 12: How to create 1 year of content in 30 days or less. Imagine having an entire year of content ready in just 1 month. No scrambling, no last-minute panic, and no wondering what to post next. Terry Dean claims it is possible and reveals the exact system he uses to plan content efficiently. The chapter focuses on batch creation and strategic planning. Identify core themes, determine 3 to 5 major themes your audience needs. Break themes into topics. Each theme becomes a monthly focus, and each week has specific subtopics. Repurpose content, turn blog posts into emails, social media posts, videos, and lead magnets. Terry stresses the importance of planning first, creating later. By setting aside dedicated time to plan, you save countless hours throughout the year. He also introduces content templates, which help you maintain consistency while saving creative energy. These templates allow you to create posts that educate, inspire, and engage without reinventing the wheel each time. By the end of this chapter, you will know how to produce content in bulk, but the next challenge arises. How do you ensure your content reaches millions of potential clients without spending excessive money or energy? The answer leads directly into Chapter 13. Chapter 13. How to reach millions of potential clients by tapping into other people's audiences, connections, and influence. What if you could instantly reach a massive audience without building it yourself? Terry Dean reveals the secret: leveraging other people's influence. This strategy accelerates growth and attracts clients faster than any solo effort. The chapter outlines multiple methods to expand your reach. Partnerships and collaborations. Collaborate with influencers or businesses serving your ideal clients. Guest posting and interviews. Share your expertise on established platforms to gain credibility. Joint webinars and events. Partner to deliver value and attract an engaged audience quickly. Affiliate or referral programs. Reward others for introducing clients to your services. Terry emphasizes mindset. Success in this method comes from generosity, not self-interest. By providing value first and helping others succeed, you unlock opportunities to reach audiences you could not access alone. By leveraging other people's audiences, your potential client pool grows exponentially. The next step is taking all this content and audience reach and turning it into a 30-minute content marketing blueprint, which will be covered in the following chapter. Chapter 14 to 30-minute content marketing blueprint. Imagine creating a complete content marketing plan in just 30 minutes. Terry Dean claims it is possible, and it starts with a system that simplifies what seems overwhelming. This chapter teaches a step-by-step blueprint to plan, schedule, and execute content efficiently. Define your goal. Decide the single outcome your content should achieve, such as attracting leads or selling a product. Choose your platforms. Focus on platforms where your ideal clients are most active. Map content to buyer journey. Align content with awareness, consideration, and decision stages. Batch content. Plan a week or month of content in one session to reduce stress. Track and optimize. Measure engagement, clicks, and conversions to continuously improve. The beauty of this blueprint is simplicity and repeatability, allowing even small teams to produce high-impact content consistently. You now have a plan, but creating content alone will not sell your services. How can you use paid strategies without traditional selling? Chapter 15 holds the answer. Chapter 15. How to sell without selling with paid advertising. Paid advertising often feels pushy or overwhelming, but Terry Dean reveals a method to attract clients naturally. The chapter covers strategies for converting ads into client-generating machines without hard selling. Educational ads teach your audience something valuable instead of promoting directly. Lead magnet funnels offer free resources to capture leads and nurture them. Retargeting ads stay in front of interested prospects and gently guide them to take action. Split testing. Test different headlines, offers, and creatives to find what works best. Terry emphasizes that paid advertising should educate, not push, creating trust before selling. This method allows clients to come to you willingly instead of feeling pressured. With content and paid strategies in place, you are ready to grow your business locally, which is the focus of Chapter 16. Chapter 16. How to grow your local service business. Local businesses often struggle to stand out in crowded markets, but Terry Dean provides a proven strategy to attract more clients and increase revenue. Key strategies include local networking and partnerships. Build relationships with other businesses to gain referrals. Online reviews and testimonials. Leverage social proof to attract new clients. Hyperlocal content marketing. Create content specifically targeting your city or region. Events and workshops. Host events to demonstrate expertise and generate leads. Terry explains that combining offline credibility with online presence creates a powerful local growth engine. Once local growth is established, the next challenge is scaling consulting and coaching practices globally, which will be explored in the following chapters. Chapter 17: How to grow your consulting or coaching practice. Imagine having clients lined up, waiting to work with you because they trust your expertise. Terry Dean reveals how to scale a consulting or coaching business without cold calls or pushy sales. The chapter focuses on building authority and consistent client attraction. Position yourself as the expert, share insights, case studies, and success stories to gain trust. High-value offers, design packages that solve specific client problems and clearly communicate outcomes. Referral systems encourage current clients to refer others by creating structured referral incentives. Consistent visibility, appear regularly online, on podcasts, webinars, and social media to attract leads. Terry emphasizes that a well-structured consulting business attracts ideal clients naturally, reducing the need for aggressive selling. With consulting and coaching growth in place, what if you have no business idea at all? Chapter 18 holds the blueprint for starting from scratch. Chapter 18: How to start from scratch online when you do not even have a business idea yet. Starting online without a business idea can feel paralyzing, yet Terry Dean shows how to turn curiosity into income. This chapter provides a step-by-step approach for beginners. Identify skills and passions, explore what you know, what you enjoy, and what others need. Research, demand, validate that your idea has an audience willing to pay. Start small and test, launch minimal offerings, and measure interest before scaling. Leverage existing platforms, use social media, marketplaces, and online tools to reduce startup costs. The key is action over perfection. Testing and iterating builds momentum and confidence. Once your business is launched, how do you attract more clients, increase income, and gain prestige? Chapter 19 delivers the final formula. Chapter 19: Attract more new clients, income, and prestige. Every entrepreneur dreams of a thriving business, yet most struggle with predictable growth. Terry Dean shares the final strategies to reach new heights. The chapter covers 3 pillars for ultimate business success: client attraction system, combine content, free previews, and authority marketing to continuously bring in leads, income acceleration techniques, upsell, cross-sell, and create high-value packages that increase revenue per client. Building prestige, share results, testimonials, and media appearances to enhance credibility and influence. Terry reinforces that these strategies are not theoretical but actionable steps that anyone can implement to grow sustainably. Final thoughts: this book is a blueprint for selling without traditional selling. From attracting clients through authority, content, and free previews, to scaling locally, consulting, and starting from scratch, every step is designed to simplify client acquisition and increase revenue. Take action today. Pick one strategy from this book and implement it immediately. Share your results and watch how selling without selling transforms your business and life. If you find this summary helpful, then please like, share, and subscribe to my channel for next amazing book summaries.